Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to another Sunday afternoon edition of eNTV podcast. I will have a very interesting gist for you this afternoon, and if this is the first time that you're listening to our podcast video, I'd like you to click on the subscribe button, and then afterwards click on the bell sign beside the subscribe button so that you'll be the first to get notification whenever we do or whenever we upload a new video. Now this afternoon I am going to bring you details. First of all, I'd like you to know that right now there is an underground theory that is already going on with the actress that you can see on the screen. Her name is Lizzy Anjorin. Lizzy Anjorin just got married a couple of days back, and it was kind of the people were beginning to read meanings into her marriage from the onset because of the way and manner it was the marriage took place, and the marriage ceremony took place. And at first she was trying very hard to not make it public, but eventually got out. But we have a new twist to the story. The twist to this story is one that will amaze you. It may interest you to know that it was pressure from Toyin Aimaku that actually led to Lizzy Anjorin getting married to her sponsor of several years. This is very authoritative. First of all, guys, this is really authoritative. Take it from me, it is authoritative and it is exclusive. If this is the first time you're listening to eNTV podcast videos, or you're watching our videos on YouTube, I'd like you to click on the subscribe button like I said earlier. You also click on the bell sign beside the subscribe button so that you'll be able to get notification whenever we have a new video. Now the woman on the screen, like I said before, is no other person than Lizzy Anjorin and her husband, whom they just got married a couple of days back. Now the twist to this story, like I said before, is the Toyin Aimaku angle. You understand? Toyin Aimaku had been doing great for herself, and in the last 24 months or less, we have heard a lot of success stories from her side. But I'm not going to tell you the correlation between Toyin Aimaku's success and Lizzy Anjorin. If you recall, these two persons are actually sworn enemies at the moment. These two persons don't see eyeball to eyeball. But now I'm going to tell you the real story behind Lizzy Anjorin's current marriage. Remember when she said she actually knew this man for 14 years? Now the big question there is, for 14 years you know someone, how come you didn't get to marry this man at some point? Now I'm going to begin by first of all telling you about this woman called Lizzy Anjorin. First of all, Lizzy Anjorin is actually known as Liz Aishat Anjorin as her birth name, and eventually she shortened it into that Lizzy. Lizzy. Her name is actually Elizabeth Aisha Anjorin. She just shortened it now to Lizzy Anjorin. And she's now a Yoruba actress who's won for herself several accolades and several awards, including the City Point Entertainment Awards in 2014 and a whole lot of awards. Lizzy was born in April 4th. For some reasons we don't want to mention the year, but then records show that she had been in Lagos, and she's been an actress for a very long time with over a decade experience in Nollywood. The actress actually lived in Lagos State, a southwestern state in Nigeria, where she actually plied her trade predominantly in the Yoruba Nollywood section. And as a very tender age, Lizzy actually at a time at one interview with the Punch newspaper mentioned that she came from a very humble background, and at a very tender age she started to hawk stuffs for her mom, and that was when she realized that she has to work so hard in order to conquer poverty. According to her, she needed to conquer poverty, and then that was what moved her into business. Give it to her. Lizzy Anjorin is one actress who is very creative and very hardworking. Very hardworking. A lot of people could attest to that. She owns a fashion line right now, which is also very successful. Again, good to also mention that Lizzy Anjorin dropped out of school She dropped out of the Adekunle Ajasin University in Ondo State, where she was meant to study law, and she couldn't complete this tertiary education because, of poverty. Yeah, poverty, just like she mentioned that one of her interviews. And Lizzy Anjorin, to a large extent, is successful, very successful now, and at the moment she runs a clothing line, like I've mentioned to you before. Now that's a brief history of Lizzy Anjorin. Not to also mention that she's also a single mom. She's also a single mother before she actually got married a couple of days ago. Now let us now delve into some of the details that you may need to know. Recall that about a year ago, the industry witnessed a drama of rivalry between Lizzy Anjorin and Toyin Aimaku. And Toyin Aimaku is another actress who at the time lost her way. If you recall, in some of her interviews recently, she revealed that after her first marriage to her first husband broke up, Adeniyi Johnson was her first husband. After the marriage broke up, she actually almost slid into depression. And at the time, I tell you, one of the reasons why the marriage between Toyin Aimaku and Lizzy and Adeniyi Johnson crashed, one of the things that were mentioned was actually Toyin's excessive use of drugs, alleged excessive use of drugs. It was alleged that Toyin Aimaku actually used drugs, and as such, it was one of the reasons why the marriage crashed. Then on her own part, Toyin claimed that the marriage crashed because she caught her husband cheating on her. Now, whatever is the situation right now, Toyin is back on track and she's doing very great for herself. She's bagged quite a couple of endorsements, and she's doing great. She just got a big house in Ibadan and all that. And if you look at recently too, Lizzy Anjorin has been doing well for herself from time, although, but then this rivalry between the both of them is now what insiders are saying is the major reason why Lizzy had to just quickly rush and go into this marriage. Now, Toyin Aimaku is married now and she has a son. Now, in order to quickly make up for, there's this comparison in the movie industry here in Nigeria. Actresses and actors tend to compare themselves with their counterparts. They want to make sure they do the same thing that this one is doing. If this one has a car, a 2010 model car, a 2020 model car, this other person wants to get a 2020 model car. Why won't I have a 2020 model? And who is this one? When did she come into Nollywood? That comparison has pushed a lot of actors and actresses into doing some things that they shouldn't ordinarily do. Now, according to my sources, this is the major reason why Lizzy Anjorin had to rush into marrying her sponsor. Her sponsor for over 10 years. This particular man we're talking about is the man who has been who is allegedly behind all the lavish lifestyle that Lizzy Anjorin lives. And the truth is that according to sources, this man Lateef Lawal, who is Lizzy Anjorin's new husband, that's his identity. Lateef Lawal is not just Lizzy Anjorin's sponsor, or neither is he just getting married to the first woman in his life. According to sources, in about a few hours ago, it broke on the internet that this same man has abandoned 5 other women that he was initially married to before he got married to Lizzy Anjorin. Now, if you had listened to Lizzy Anjorin on several occasions, she sang his praise. She spoke about the man as a philanthropist and all whatnot. But the truth remains that in exchange for all the monies that this man has been spending on Lizzy Anjorin, she services him and makes sure that she also, keep him company in bed. At least this is much our sources are saying at the moment. And eventually it led to marriage. See, let me tell you, sometimes most people get married to Nollywood actresses for the wrong reasons. Just like so many other people get married to women for the wrong reasons. Some for fame, some want to get fame. If you recall what happened in the in the time of Funka Akindele. That's another top Nollywood actress who's doing well for herself, but her marriage crashed because of the wrong reasons. Apparently, like according to information available in the media space as of then, the man wanted to be famous, and as such he beckoned on Funka Akindele's popularity, got married to her, irrespective of all the odds that were staring him in the face and that were available at the moment. But eventually, did marriage stand the test of time? No. It was barely 18 months, or it was barely 7 months before that marriage crashed. That is the same thing. Although we're not wishing Lizzy Anjorin the same fate, we're not wishing her that her marriage crashes, but we are understanding that it is this comparison and this comparison between herself and Toyin Aimaku that has led her into this marriage. Now, breaking news at the moment is that Lizzy Anjorin's husband is this Mr. Lateef Lawal, has been married to 5 other women, like I mentioned before. Now, somebody yesterday, a certain lady took to social media, Facebook particularly. This lady is she took to social media under the social media handle Ade Williams on Facebook, and she lashed out at Lizzy Anjorin for marrying another person's husband. Now, this same man has children, supposedly, with these 5 other women, which explains, according to our sources, why they had to quickly do this wedding in hush tones. As you can see, there was no publicity, nothing, and all that. She just did the marriage. Why some people may opt for very low-key marriage, but some people are saying, those who know them very well say this is the major reason why this marriage took back. We'll take a break and then we'll play you some of the events around, and then we'll be back in a few seconds. Now, that was the wedding. We must talk about wedding. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, colorful, very, very colorful. So one thing you can't take away from Lizzy Anjorin is the fact that she's got taste, and she's also a dazzler. When it comes to fashion, she's top notch. When it comes to talking, she also is a talkative, according to some of her friends. Now, this is it. Those are some of the shots. Those are some of the events that took place regarding the wedding of Lizzy Anjorin and Lateef Lawal. Now, this lady has come out to say, this Facebook user has come out to say that she should, that Lizzy Anjorin has taken over someone else's husband. And then she also mentioned that Lizzy Anjorin, this man also have a child with the lady. And another Facebook user, Toro Magbe, also Dinja showed photos of the other wives of this Lateef, and then the children. According to this man or this person, this Facebook user, he said, meet Lateef at the big Lawal's wives. Why did you abandon your wives? Your last wife only had a baby 3 months ago. Alaja Bling Bling stole Lateef. You see, so even this man in question, his last wife just had a baby 3 months ago, and then the picture is all over the place on social media. But for some reasons, we're not going to show that picture for the sake of the baby. Now, the big question on the lips of everyone is, why is Lizzy quickly rushing into a marriage with a man whom she claims to have known? Although she has come to his defense in a statement that was released, that was signed in her name, that has been released a few minutes ago. Lizzy claimed that it was a lie. and that she understands the meaning of the word bigamy. Bigamy is when a man or a woman marries another man or woman that is already married, particularly in the English way. You understand? You cannot obtain two marriage certificates at a time. It's either one is destroyed for the other. You get it? So if a man or a woman is already married and then obtains a marriage certificate from the registry, and then you go to marry that person has committed bigamy and can go to jail for it. Now, according to Lizzy Anjorin, she understands what bigamy means and she will not be a party to it. She knows, according to her, she knows her husband very, very well, and she's vouching for him to say these people are detractors. Well, I wouldn't want to delve so much into that. But then, Lizzy Anjorin, can you explain, is it true that it is the rivalry between you and Toyin Aimaku that has led you into this marriage? Did you calculate properly? Well, whatever the case may be, I guess time will tell. If this is the first time you're listening to our podcast video, I'd like you to click on the subscribe button, the red subscribe button over there on your screen as you can watch on our platform, and then also click on the bell sign beside the subscribe button, and then so that you can be getting updates on events and how we cover them. I want to thank you very much, our subscribers. We have about over 3,000 subscribers, active subscribers at the moment, and I want to say a very big thank you to you. We'll keep bringing you fresh contents on this platform. We don't want to disappoint you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Keep subscribing, keep sharing our videos, and then you can comment using the comment section. So, Lizzy Anjorin is the topic for the day. Lizzy, if you are saying this or if you can see this, you can have your say.